Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. And today I have with me Harsha Jha, one of our subscriber, and her journey has motivated me to do this video. Typically a podcast where we will learn about Harsha's journey of getting the new DevOps job. How did she apply in the Canadian market right now? Opportunities are less. So how did she find her way to get a new job is what we'll focus in this podcast. So welcome, Harsha. Thank you so much for being on the channel. And can you briefly introduce about yourself?
Sure. So, first of all, thank you so much, Abhishek. I was looking for this day and I got it. And on behalf of everyone, I want to say just one thing I got everything from your channel, like the kind of content.
Thank you.
So, yeah, starting about myself, hi, my name is Harsha Jha. So, I have 8 years of experience so far. And I come from like DevOps plus development side. And I have like worked with different domain with different startup like fintech. I have worked, then healthcare industry. I have worked, and this DevOps learning DevOps was always there in my passion. Like I wanted to know end to end circle. Like along with
Yes.
development thing, I wanted to learn this part also. So I was my job hunting started, and I was started looking and learning new things. So I got about I got your channel, the first channel, and it became the last channel also so far. So I
Awesome.
started, and yeah, so that's how my journey started.
So one thing that I think most of the subscribers also have question about is, see, right now in India, the market for experienced is okay, it's good. But if you look at the US or Canada, market is not that good. And
Mhm,
this is where a lot of people are asking questions about, what do we
mhm.
actually do about the market? So how do I
Yes.
apply for jobs? How can I
Mhm,
make sure that recruiters are approaching me? So what is
mhm.
your take on this?
Yes. So definitely market is not that great. We can say this. And but if I talk about today's scenario, like my situation today, I got the kind of job I wanted. I got the kind of package I wanted. So I
Wow.
got both the things. But and let's talk about how. So definitely
Yes.
it didn't happen like I just applied for one job and I got it. So that was not
Yes.
the situation. Yes,
Mm.
market was down, but what I wanted a job. So for that, what I had to do, simply like make proper resume. I also did that mistake, the resume was not that great. So I
Mm.
like, but that was work in progress thing. I was like under applying, not getting response. Then I
Mm.
started thinking what I need to do now. So I got like, okay, make resume, good
Mm.
resume,
Mm.
pointers, right? Second,
Mm.
I thought like, what next? Update LinkedIn. So I worked
Mm.
on that also, updated. So only thing is like I have to work on myself. The only thing which I can control. So I was
Mm.
like doing that external thing, like applying, talking to
Yes.
recruiter, reaching out. Like I sat one day and I sent the connection request to all TAs in the Canada market,
Okay.
Vancouver market, because that's what I can do. What else,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
whatever was
Yes.
there in my hand, I started doing that. Then
Mm.
brushing up like my skill
Mm.
set, like about
Mm.
DevOps development, both the parts. So I like focused on that, and definitely while doing this I also had like emotions, ups and downs was there.
Yes.
But
Yes.
having one goal, okay,
Mm.
so if they are not, every day if I get up, I get a lot of rejection mail. Okay, your
Exactly.
resume is not shortlisted. So I was thinking just one opportunity if I get to
Mm.
give interview, that is good enough. So I did
Awesome.
apply, I get two rejection, then got two rejection, and finally I got this one, and I gave my 100% this time. So without
Awesome.
thinking about the past also, so I was like focusing what I did not do in the previous preparation. So I
Mm.
just again refactoring it and making it like how I can make it perfect, where I can say I have given my 100%. I didn't
Mm.
want to leave like 1% of it. So that's how
Amazing.
it happened.
Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to stress what you mentioned, and I strongly believe in that, is you are in no position to control the market. So why are you thinking about that? So if
Yes.
the market is not good, let's say, okay, if the market is not good for freshers or in the US or in Canada, what can you do about it? You cannot do anything else, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for mentioning that. And specifically talking about the skill set that you have mastered, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
again, that's a very important thing. One is,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you have a very good resume that you have prepared. I'll come back to the
Mm-hmm.
resume part because many people are interested to understand that. And
Mm-hmm.
now, so good resume, perfect. You are sending connection requests, perfect. And you are applying for a lot of jobs, perfect. But how did you figure out that this is a skill set that I need to have? And what did you prefer on a brief note?
Yeah, so coming about this question, I just want to add one point in your previous thing. A lot of people were saying because this is Canada, in winter season you are not going to get jobs because
Okay,
already started, right?
okay,
So
yeah.
people started focusing on that also. Now next opportunity, even recruiter told me this. Now market is slow. March probably you will get any job. Right
Acha,
now not possible,
okay,
but still
okay.
I got because I was keep on applying. I don't give like what is happening. I was like keep applying and I got, and everything was done very smoothly. Coming back to your thing, like how I decided to master on this thing, simply by reading job description.
Hmm,
I was confident on few parts, but I wanted to brush up because in DevOps, especially if we say in development side, okay, Python is there, like 2 3 framework you will read, right? Then system design you will do, then DB
hmm,
part,
hmm,
done. But when it comes to this side, like DevOps side, there is a lot of tools, and whenever
hmm.
I was reading the job description, it was like whether FOMO thing was happening with me. Okay, I don't know, I need
Yeah.
to read this. I was like noting down like what should I need to focus.
Hmm,
And that was already there. I was like reading a lot of CI/CD things, then Jenkins was there. So like that it was coming. But the same thing happened when I came to your channel. Everything was there, like playlist
hmm.
wise. So that was like khajana for me. Okay, everything I got here. Just I need to focus. Like I need to give my 100% now.
Got it, got it. And talking about, like, you were talking about the Canadian market, right? So
Yeah.
how many jobs were you applying on an average? I mean, we don't have to be exact here, but just so that people understand, how
Okay.
many jobs were you applying and what were your sources of applying these jobs? Were you majorly looking in LinkedIn, or want to
Mhm.
hear from you?
Sure. So, first 2 months, I was like just using LinkedIn and focusing on the jobs posted within like a week back.
Hmm,
I will
hmm,
put all these filters and I will
hmm,
just keep on applying. Then slowly I understood if that was not working, then I understood like whoever is posting, I need to send connection request and with note,
hmm,
specific
hmm,
note.
hmm.
And I started doing that. So primarily I have used LinkedIn, and then later I used LinkedIn Premium for 1 month. That free trial was
Okay,
there, so
okay,
I
okay.
used that also. And but I can see one thing, like I think something in LinkedIn algorithm, if you keep on applying, then you start getting some response also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
out of 100 jobs, I will apply. Like within 1 week, whatever it came, I have to apply everywhere. So I was not that much specific about the job description also, because you never know if
Hmm,
someone will look something in your resume, they can call,
perfect.
right? So I was like applying, and then I got a
Yeah.
hundred jobs like used to apply.
One thing I wanted to mention about the job description is, see, because DevOps is very vast,
Mm.
you cannot make sure that you find 100% matching job description. What
Mm-hmm.
I feel is, at least if you think that the job description suits me 60, 70 percentage, go for it.
Mm. Correct.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
you cannot uh, get the 100% of the entire job description. Even if
Mm-hmm.
I try to give an interview today, I think I'll miss few points. So
Mm-hmm.
that's where you have to make sure that, Acha, don't look at the job description and think that, okay, this doesn't suit me. Or
Mm-hmm.
even what I tell people is, if someone is looking for 6+ years experience candidate, and if you have
Mm-hmm.
5 years experience, don't worry, just apply for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So same
Okay.
thing happened with me on this note. I had
Okay.
applied for one staff role also, and they
Okay.
were asking for 10 plus year of experience. But
Okay.
I got reward by saying we have senior DevOps like position open. Would you be interested? I said like why not? So just
Very
because
nice.
I applied, so I got
Hmm.
response and I gave interview there also. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. And because you are actively preparing at this point, right? You are actively
Mhm.
searching for a job change. So
Right.
typically, how did you organize your day? I
Mhm.
mean, just I'm asking this question again because
Mhm.
a lot of people again have this confusion. Where do I
Mhm.
start? Where do I stop? Okay.
Mhm.
And how
Mhm.
much time should I spend on preparing for this? So
Mhm.
of course, this depends on person to person. But if you
Mhm.
can give if you can give an insight on how did you organize your day? Because you have to apply for jobs, you have to keep updated with the content, right? You have to
Mhm.
read through a lot of JDs. So what
Mhm.
is your take on this?
Yeah, so the same thing I was also using. First half will definitely go on reading JDs, and if you sit for applying for one job, also you have to fill a lot of thing, and
Yes.
it used to go like first half definitely will go, and then if sometime I will get sometime if I get some calls also, then
Hmm,
revert
hmm.
and then the schedule the interview. That thing was there, and then whatever time was there, definitely it was for preparing. So I was like keeping mix of preparation and hands on also, because
Okay.
sometimes happens if I keep on reading, then it will just get bored also. So I was like keeping mix of that whenever I felt like okay, it is not now, my mind is like asking me stop, so I will just start switching and or revising something. So combination of these two things, hands on experience, revising, and then studying. So that was
Awesome.
there, and I'm also like late, not early morning person, so I
Okay.
just yeah, so that kind of thing.
Okay. So if we get back to the topic of resume, where
Mm-hmm.
many people are interested and
Mm-hmm.
many people fail to build a proper resume. So,
Mm-hmm.
how did you actually create your DevOps resume? And
Okay.
you were talking about the pointers, right? You were talking about the right
Mm-hmm.
pointers in the resume. According to you,
Mm-hmm.
what are the right pointers?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I also learned because although I have good experience like industry side, but still every time you need new perspective while making resume, because definitely resume is a
Yes.
big thing. So one main point which I will point, you have to tweak your resume every time whenever you are applying. Keep
Hmm.
3 to 4 version of it, whoever is focusing the which, because if you read sometimes JD, you will get to understand what they are focusing or stressing out on few
Exactly.
particular area. So you have to have that points in your resume saying
Hmm.
that yeah, I have used this technologies, and then I used impact also. Impact was very important. What like you wrote about your project, 1 2 3 liner you wrote about technologies also,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you have to mention what impacted, like after doing this, what was the impact of that project.
Ah,
Because
okay.
same thing, yeah, I pointed, and in the interview also they asked me about
Hmm.
the through impact only they asked one question. So that
Acha,
was
okay.
like highlighting point.
So
And
impact is like a highlight. Can I assume it as highlight or achievement? Can I assume it as an
yeah,
achievement? Hmm.
yeah, because DevOps is all
Hmm.
about efficiency, right? So you
Yes.
can talk about in that terms like how it was efficient. If you made one
Hmm.
project, how
Got it.
like your contribution, how it helped. So it
Got it.
reduced time, manpower, or whatever you can just mention there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, would you be willing to share your resume with us by hiding all the details? Like, we can keep your projects confidential, your personal details confidential. Just how did you organize your resume? Is that fine? We will
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure that everything is confidential.
definitely. Yeah.
Sure. Because
Mhm.
lot of times, people are finding it difficult to create their resumes. Of course, I
Mhm.
made few videos to explain, but because you
Mhm.
are already successful, so
Mhm.
looking at your resume, they might get inspired. But again, I'm telling you, whoever is watching this, do not copy anyone's resume. If you just copy their resume, you might get an interview call, but it will end up in rejection. If you are copying resume of Abhishek, then you are trying to mimic me, and my skills, my achievements in the resume are something that I am confident about, right?
Mhm. Right.
And I really like the point that you mentioned about the highlights in
Mhm.
DevOps. Let's say if you are talking about cost efficiency as a task or cost
Mhm. Mhm.
optimization, which we did
Mhm.
project in our channel, right? You
Yeah.
can talk about it, right? As a highlight, you can mention or achievement, you can mention that I've reduced 5% of cost of organization, which is like really very good. 10%, 15%.
Definitely. Yes. Yes. So in my resume also I've mentioned like about Boto 3. I've used that
Hmm.
like upsize the like instance and downsize also after one
Awesome.
task, because it was, because we have optimized the query also, but still it was taking 8 hours, right?
Oh, okay.
And then we
Hmm.
worked on that, and then we just wrote like one
Hmm.
API mentioning that, and then later Terraform also. So
Very
definitely that
nice.
that was very powerful to mention that thing.
Awesome. Awesome. So, and then moving on to the channel, because you were typically following this channel itself. So, how did you again follow the playlist in the channel? And
Yeah.
you already have knowledge on DevOps, but how did this playlist help you brush the knowledge?
Yeah. So in that, my first focus was like, okay, whatever is there in DevOps 45 days playlist, I started with that.
Hmm.
And very good thing happened. Like if the video is 30 minutes, I was not distracted, or because the way
Hmm.
you teach, definitely
Hmm.
the same thing. That why thing, like
Yeah.
why we are reading this, that was
Hmm.
very, very useful. I must say this because it was going straight directly, because I was
Yeah.
brushing up
Hmm.
few topics and I was knowing few things, but still I thought like why not to choose this DevOps 45 days thing.
Hmm.
I started learning and following that, and then once I completed that, I felt that was like very straight forward playlist and no distraction, nothing, to the point. I felt like to the point with hands on experience was also there. So that happened, and then I moved to like Kubernetes, because that was also very important topic.
Yes.
So I went to Kubernetes, I finished that, and then I went to Terraform, and then I finished that. So I like completed everything in your channel, and good
Awesome.
thing happened without distraction. And the very important thing I want to tell here, which helped me a lot in the preparation wise, I was making notes while
Hmm.
listening to the videos. Oh, I was
Okay.
doing hands-on also, but I was making notes, because definitely it helped me the day of the interview, because I cannot watch all 200 videos that day, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
because I have completed everything within a week, so I was
Hmm.
like making notes also, and just I revised my notes, and I was like to the point, because you have mentioned a lot of time in the video also,
Hmm.
people like interviewer can ask questions suddenly, so you
Yes.
have to be ready with your answer, because you have read a lot of things, you know a lot of things, but you
Yes.
have to present that time. So I was like noting down the version also, whatever
Hmm.
I was going on, so that helped me. And your GitHub presence was like amazing. So
Thank you.
one thing I have to improve now, like making this presence also. So
Yeah.
I'm going to do that now.
I keep saying that GitHub is your new resume.
Yeah.
So if you have your GitHub account very active, not active,
Mhm.
like if you maintain your GitHub account, right, then
Mhm.
there is a good chance that this tier one companies might approach you just through GitHub
Mhm.
also. So
Yes.
yeah. And one very important thing that came to my mind when you're talking is, yeah, there are like 280 videos on the channel at this point. And I think I've
Mhm.
done close to 50, 60 projects on the channel. And you
Right.
cannot showcase all of those projects. Definitely,
True.
right? Whether you have
Mhm.
experience, definitely whoever is watching the channel, they might have previous knowledge on few things and few topics
Mhm.
might be new to them, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you cannot keep all those 50, 60 tasks in your resume, or you
Mhm.
cannot explain all of them. So what you have to choose is, depending upon your skill set and
Mhm.
understanding, choose five to
Mhm.
six projects that I've explained. For example,
Yes.
it can be cost optimization, or in Kubernetes, we talked about security,
Mhm.
CI/CD pipelines that we have written. So
Mhm.
just master 4 to 5 things, watch everything, but
Mhm.
master 4 to 5 things, and make sure
Mhm.
that in interview, if someone asks you about the achievements that you have done, then these things
Mhm.
should come to your mind. Okay, now let's talk
Yes.
about this thing. Our day-to-day activities. Talk about these things. Roles and responsibilities. Explain on a high
Mhm.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying.
Yeah, so I want to highlight one more thing, like because you have a lot of experience while making also, and you know like industry very, very nicely. So whenever you are stressing some point, like it is
Yeah.
very like GitOps. If I give one
Yeah.
example, because you have stressed a lot about GitOps, because this is important, and how you just link to like go to S3 and then link with DynamoDB also. So
Yeah.
it was completely stuck, and I was waiting when the interviewer will ask, and I will tell this point. So
Okay.
No, I got confidence and I wanted to show that. And
Yeah.
when I mentioned Argo CD, even though they have not mentioned in their job description, not even Kubernetes thing,
Okay.
but
Okay.
even though I like in the my intro, I shared about my Kubernetes and then Argo CD, that impacted very well because Abhishek, I can tell you one thing because a lot of competition is there in the market and
Yes.
interview because I went like 3 round of interview and there were a
Hmm.
lot of competitors along with that 3 round of interview also. So
Yes.
it is very important which line or which point you are highlighting. So your
Hmm.
knowledge will definitely will impact to get you that position. So
Makes
because I
sense.
mentioned a few things like Argo City and out of the way, like I was going out of the way and I mentioned because that was not necessary because I was knowing yeah it is important in this
Hmm.
DevOps area. So definitely because I got very good expression that time, like, oh, Argo CD also you have worked. So I was like, okay,
Very
great.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So it's also about showcasing your strengths. Probably it is out of your job description, but just try to
Mhm.
put one line during your interview that probably at the end of the interview also I would appreciate. Like, once your entire interview is done, you can just say, apart from all the things that we have discussed, I just want to
Mhm.
mention you that I also have my core strength in these regions. I know we did not talk about these things in the interview, but I thought
Mhm.
it is worth mentioning about me.
Yeah.
Mhm. So
Yes.
these little things will make a lot of difference.
Correct. It may.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're happy that you got moved into the new DevOps role and
Yeah.
got the required hike. Thank you so much. And it's my pleasure to have you on the podcast. And the happy face says it all. Your happy face says it all. So thanks, Harsha. Anything more you want to mention to the subscribers?
Yeah, I want to mention one thing because I know how the journey is like ups and downs will happen,
Hmm.
and especially at the time of interview, the gap which we get like for the preparation, basically we
Yes.
ask like let's say 1 week or 5 days, 2 days, we have to be focused. And one thing I learned because before this also I gave one interview and I was almost about to get selected, but at the end I didn't get that offer
Hmm.
and I cried also after that interview.
Oh,
I mean, the result.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I got the better package and the better work culture wise and work also in
Very
this.
nice.
So you never know what is there in the future. You have to be
Waiting for
just
you.
focus. Exactly. You have to
Hmm.
just focus on that opportunity, whatever you get, just focus and give your 100%. That's all what I can say. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, very valuable insights. And so I will also share Harsha's resume on the Telegram channel. So we will hide all the confidential information. So please use it just as an inspiration. Do not copy paste the resume because you will not get anything out of it. So again, thank you so much, Harsha. See you in the future in more podcasts, probably sharing more details about your experience. Take care.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much, Abhishek. You are doing amazing job. You are putting a lot of effort, and that is completely visible. Daily or consistency also very
Hmm.
big thing. Learning for us. Okay, we
Yeah.
can also be there. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.